And no 2-drop as well. Like it just can't be done that way. It was somewhat close if he didn't use that Icelands when it was already for certain that he was gonna proc the block. But yeah, I mean, I guess he looks back to that as a mistake. I think I saw it in his eyes when he had that turn with Doomsayer. He was like, "Oh my God, I could have like kept the Icelands," but you know.
Yeah, but still, like even with that Iceland's, that 10 was really terrible for him. And I think other than Iceland's, which was questionable, he played really well.
Yeah.
All right. So for Xixo, the Face Hunter is out, and Alesh still needs to win with his Freeze Mage. The other decks that he has, what else is there? Like for Xixo is Mage and Rogue. What do you take? E-Cup. What would you take?
It actually doesn't matter what you take. That's what most people say, right?
Just roll the die.
Yeah, just do whatever. And of course you can try to mind game, but it's good players will not do that, I guess.
I was talking about it with Admirable, casting Firebat in the Gfinity final, and I got a chart from Firebat where he said like, all right, if this happens and this happens, if I get to snipe those matchups, I win 3-0.
Yeah.
If I get unlucky with those matchups here, I'm getting 3-1. If I get really unlucky, I get 3-2. And everything happened as he actually foresaw. But the game number 2 is ready. We have our players with their decks. Rogue versus Freeze Mage again.
Yeah. So this matchup, people are going back and forth. It is favored for the Freeze Mage, but if you get a good placed Lothab and Oil, like it can go either way.
Here's like one thing I was thinking about. If players are on stream, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are less and it's a group stage. They are less inclined to just pick another deck when they lost, because they don't want the other decks to be revealed. Like there's obviously the strategy when you're in a group, you just if you're about to lose, you might as well just lose with one deck only, so you don't show your other decks.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
This is where you can also mind game them.
But some players do the opposite. Like they feel like if they have to win with one deck, if the whole matchup relies on them winning with one deck, as we saw in the previous series with the Hunter, sometimes the players feels like, okay, so I have to win with this, so I should really keep going. It's my best chance. But since it's streamed, I don't want to go 0-3 or something. So I want to get these 2 wins out of the way. Like even though they're guaranteed wins, you want the momentum boost. Like
also showcase the decks. It's like I don't want to be a guy known by a 0-3 Paladin. I want to show my cool warrior list. I want to show my cool mage list.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on the player, but both points are fair. All right, so Freeze Mage again. We have a lot of Freeze Mage games today.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was expecting everyone to play Freeze Mage this tournament. Like maybe 1 or 2 players brings Mech Mage or some kind of Tempo Mage, but in general, like Freeze Mage is just so strong right now.
I could have just brought Warmer Clothes.
And it's all because of one card, basically.
Yep.
The Emperor Thorison. He enabled just so many great combo decks, like also Grim Patron Warrior and
for sure
stuff like that. I mean, you can play it in Rogue, you can play it in Freeze Mage, you can play it in Warrior.
I love the design of
Druid, obviously.
Yeah, like almost all the decks. Whenever you have cards, like I just love the design of Emperor Thorison. He's such a digital card. Like imagine Thorison in a normal tabletop card game. Like you hold the cards, you play this dude, and you're like, all right, all those cards I have right now will be cheaper, but I can't show you the cards. Yeah. So you have to. What do you do? Like, do you put them aside? And this is a really Hearthstone-ish card, and it's also warping the mechanics so that the game is not really mapped. It is changing after Thorison is dropped. The game changes completely. Like you have to think about stuff differently.
Yeah, this is like one of the things I like about digital card games in general. You just can do stuff which are never possible in real-life card games.
Yeah. So here, the only play is Arcane Intellect, because you want to have 10 cards in your hand when you play that Russian. You know, you want to get that full value, those innervates, and he's gonna have exactly 10 cards if the Acolyte dies. So that's really good for him. But he's not going to kill the Acolyte.
Well, Acolyte can die itself. So
yeah, he can trade it himself. And oh my god, this is the perfect turn for Emperor Thrusian. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, by the power by Ragnaros.
And it's like really hurts to play a Lothab into a Thorison, basically, because you want to cripple the mage's turn by using that Lothab.
Exactly.
Well, it didn't cripple him much. He just baited out the dwarf. Do you honestly think that Emperor Torisan is dwarfing our other 6-drops?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Sylvanas is still a really good 6-drop, but he's been actually cut in some decks like Paladin to make room for Emperor. He's definitely the strongest 6-drop in the game right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, kind of smashed into the scene like Lothar did when Nax came out.
Or Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
He's not quite as strong as Dr. Boom was when he first got introduced, but he's still up there, top tier. So he's gonna go ahead and flurry this.
By the way, first as a rogue specialist, what's the best strategy as a rogue here?
I'm not really a rogue specialist anymore. This is not really Miracle. It's different, but you know, you generally want to keep the Lothar for key turns, but he didn't have any other play here, so I understand that he played it, but generally you want to keep them versus key turns, like after Alexstrasza, or when you know you can proc like the Ice Block and you play it on the same turn.
Doesn't it remind you of the old Miracle Rogue? It's using the same hero portrait.
Yeah, I guess to some degree, but you know, it's way different. Like this, the Oil Rogue is way more straightforward than the Miracle Rogue. It has...
Yeah, it's more minion aggression.
Kind of like playing Druid on steroids, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's closer to Druid.
And the Miracle Rogue was just the pure combo kill with Leroy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Alright, so Alesh having many options, many cards.
Yeah.
Is he having all the secrets in his hand again?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is either Blizzard Doomsayer or Blizzard Ice Barrier.
So if you stop the board, what's your chance of winning? Like, what's the strategy? You just want to burst your opponent down. There might not be an option to play like Straza, but how much burst is there?
Right now
Not
there
that much,
is
actually.
9, 13, only 13. 14 with ping. So he's gonna proc without attacking, which is pretty good play. He's recycling his Thanos as well to get that sprint, to get the more win conditions. But this is yeah, this is an easy clear here for Alesh with the Flame Strike.
But then there is the weapon.
Yeah, but it's he has an Ice Barrier and an Ice Block. He can play Ice Block again, and like he needs a second Eviscerate in order to get through that Ice Barrier.
And spell damage
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top of it.
So Flame Striking here and equipping Ice Block and play. Yeah, I mean next turn he has some card recycling still with the Loot Hoarder. He has Doomsayers, not.
He doesn't have the freeze though.
No, but you can still play like. You have to expect a sap anyway, so you can play like 2 Doomsayers without freezing, you know, because he's not gonna have the damage to kill them anyway, most likely.
Would you expect double sap?
I don't think you would expect double sap right now, but you know, there is a possibility, of course.
Alright, so for Alesh. Does he really have to clear this? Like if you go for Ice Barrier.
That is actually a very good draw.
Antonidas' Barrier? No.
What? No, Antonidas, the Frostbolt Icelands. You can do that, and then you get 2 fireballs. He has to use. It's bad against sap, but yeah, he can't know that.
Yeah, you don't really need the Antonidas though after you already got like 2 fireballs. Of course, yeah, you would rather have him on the board.
Yeah,
that's
it's
true,
nice.
but
It's nice to have board control. You know, being able to fight the minions.
Preventive Doomsayer.
Yeah, I like this play a lot. Playing that Doomsayer right there.
It sets up the Antonidas for next turn.
And also, like he has to use the sap here because he has to play that Shredder. You know, it's super important.
Yeah, but still, like Alesh is really protected with Ice Barrier and both Ice Block up.
yeah, how is Alesh gonna? I mean, how is Xixo gonna accumulate the damage that he needs to break through all this armor?
Yeah.
He already burned so much.
He has one more oil. He has one more eviscerate. It's not a lot. I don't think he plays Dr. Boom in this deck. I think he said that he didn't like it very much. So, but that could have been like, that's a good card versus Freeze Mage.
Yeah, if you're like running 2 sprints, then fitting Dr. Boom
Yeah.
in there is really tough.
Usually they cut one sprint for Dr. Boom. Less consistent, but like, yeah.
Still, Alesh doesn't have the kill yet. Like, if he plays Antonidas now, Frostbolt Icelands, that's 7 points of damage, so Xixo ends up at 17. He gets 2 fireballs, but it's not enough to kill if Antonidas is getting sapped. So he will have to get something else to not die.
Okay, so he's... Okay, I see.
I think it's alright.
I would have liked going Frostbolt Iceland's face, because you've gotten 2 fireballs and you would have had lethal over 2 turns.
Yeah, over 2 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is if Xixo doesn't run heal.
Yeah.
Oh, now Xixo going for that big Edwin, 8-8. Just out of range of Fireball.
Oh, there's a
Frostnova.
Frost Nova. That's
actually
amazing draw with
that's
Antonidas.
game. Like, yeah, there's no more saps.
No more
There's
saps.
no more cards in his hand. He needs to top take a sprint into like backstab eviscerate in order to kill that Antonidas. So playing the Antonidas here with Frost Nova is just like...
Is he going for a save them Sarah just in case?
I mean, the odds of him actually killing that Antonidas is ridiculously low. Like,
Yeah.
he has to draw the sprint into backstab eviscerate. Like, it's...
So it's 5 points of damage, that's the fireballs, and you basically have the kill, and you're not going to die because you have 13 left, and you have a
Yeah.
nice block up. He's going for a very... I don't like them. I really like Antonidas Frost Nova here. Almost empty, like
Yeah,
empty
I
hands.
like it.
Alright, he thinks about it. He almost...
He can actually deal 20 damage next turn if he plays Antonidas and Frostbolt here. I mean Frost Nova here.
What if Xixo is playing 1 tech Iron Beak Owl
Why does that matter?
and silences Antonidas? Doesn't matter at all?
No.
No,
He'll
no,
stop
no.
the fireballs.
He still has the fireballs. Still has all the damage. He will get 2 fireballs and then he has a Pyroblast as well. So he's
Alright,
going-
that's enough.
Yeah, he's going for this play, which is the better play in my opinion. So let's see, sprint or bust. That ain't Falco. So
It's healing, but it's definitely not enough healing to help him
yeah.
survive.
Xixo knows. So Alesh is going to take game number 2. That's a tie, ladies and gentlemen, 1-1. And whoa, that was an interesting game.
Yeah.